So thanks everybody so much for staying with us. I know some of you have been on since the very beginning, and we're really grateful for all of your time and insights. We're now going to be joined by Kathryn Goetzke for a closing remarks and reflections. Kathryn is one of the biggest champions of hope that I know, and we have been working together for some years now to bring action on hopefulness, but also around collaboration and collective action to the field. And so I just want to say that, Kathryn, thanks for supporting. I know you've given mentorship to us making this event possible. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling after watching the whole day?
Oh my gosh, I feel amazing and super inspired. And I feel very hopeful just in general about mental health. And yeah, it's great to see Moitri's vision for Cities Rise really, I feel like, coming to life and highlighted in this day. You brought together so many different stakeholders and voices, and that has really been missing. I mean, I've worked in mental health the last 15 years. I've been really involved in the global community, and I feel like that's really been missing. And Cities Rise has done such an incredible job of doing that, of bringing together all different voices, especially amplifying the voice of youth and those with lived experience. So it's so cool to see all the projects happening all over the world. You know, it's really, really incredible. I think we have some super challenging times ahead, and it's important now more than ever that we invest in mental health and we get all kinds of people involved in the space. So yeah, it was a really great day.
Yeah, it definitely was. And, for those of you who don't know, Cities Rise formed as an idea 4 years ago and became an official organization in 2018. So we're now in our kind of 2.5 year marks of going from a small team that was trying to tackle a very intangible issue at the time, and also recognizing that the old guard of ways of working was not necessarily what we were trying to create moving forward. We were really looking for some ways to create new avenues for engagement, and what that meant was really tapping into the creativity of young people, their energy and insights, creating a space for different experts from climate change to mental health to education to justice to come together towards a common vision and goal. And I think that's the core principle that really unites us. And yeah, I think we have a lot to look forward to. Is there anything you're looking forward to most, Kathryn, as the pandemic is shifting and we're thinking about how do we both stay hopeful but also acknowledge the very material realities that we don't stand for now? I think that it's a tricky balance, but I think we all have to try and hold it at times.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a very tricky balance. And I think the challenge of what's been happening with the pandemic, one thing that it has brought to life is the necessity for investing in mental health and for taking mental health seriously. And that if we're in an extraordinary amount of pain, we can't be the creative problem solvers that we need to be. And so that mental health as a need has been really elevated. I feel that is kind of the silver lining, I think, in all of this. Hopelessness is also a consequence of discrimination, and we've seen the impact of hopelessness. And the fact to me that hope is a skill that's teachable, so that we can start solving all of these different challenges. That brings me the most hope about all of it too. And the fact that you've done such a great job today. I love that the video from Colombia was in Spanish. I mean, it's a global issue, and we are all dealing in different ways with our mental health. And so really, diversity is inclusive of cultures and learning from other cultures. And so you all have done a really great job of highlighting that as well. I mean, the videos today were so great because they were all so short. Like, I could comment on each of them, but it would take up the whole afternoon. I mean, so they're really, I think watching them and rewatching some of them, the spoken word was like so touching, and the creativity that's being brought to solution and help people understanding that the issues that we're facing. That too, the creativity is really inspiring.
Yeah, and so just so everybody knows, all the videos and sessions from today will be posted to citiesRISE YouTube channel in the coming days. We'll be sharing with um, the everybody who registered for the event and on our social media and everything like that. All the segments from today will be up so that people can rewatch and share if you and comment on, because part of the goal of all of this is to create more connectivity between people passionate about the same things. And so if you saw something or a person today that inspired you, they're not too far away from getting on a call or for getting connected or for starting a collaboration. And so I think that that collaborative mentality is really, I think, something that's super important to us. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of the people that worked on the back end to make this day possible, because we did not have a events team or a long kind of planning time. This came together very fast. A lot of the videos came in within the last 72 hours, and we pulled it off. And I just want to thank the We Are Supernatural team for helping coordinate and create vision for us and bringing in some of the guest speakers. citiesRISE team, Rin, Erica, Mindy, Matt, Emily, Moitri, all of our colleagues from Chennai, Nairobi, in Sacramento and Seattle, all who made this possible. We're really grateful for you. It was a team effort, and I think that was really special and a joy to have this moment with everybody. We're probably
and the funders. I would say the funders too. We can't forget the funders for investing and helping amplify this work and the message of youth and all that you've done. I have to give a shout out.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think, and to the funders that have been watching and to other funders, there was a loud call for greater investment in youth mental health. And so we hope that was heard. And we're also grateful for all the contributions that have been made to make all of this a reality. And what I want to just close on, I think, is just an awareness that all of the intersectional issues that we discussed today have to do with having a vision and an idea of the world we want that's much greater than our material understanding of what could be. And that requires both an intellectual and a spiritual and emotional commitment to something better. And only when the intersection of all of our passion for these issues comes together can we actually create the change we want. And it starts from ourselves, doing the inner work, doing the work in our community, doing the work in our families, and recognizing that, we are all dealing with challenges and suffering, and that's our shared humanity. That's what binds us. And so I really want to, I think, just honor that we are connected in that way, and we've created something special here today. So thanks everybody for watching. Kathryn, any last words before we go?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think one thing that really struck me today is that if our youth are suffering, like we are all suffering, and and our youth are suffering more and more and struggling, and that is really an indication of how well we're doing. And so I think we really have to double down on the work we're doing on mental health and on our commitment so that our youth aren't struggling, because it is a good indication of how as a society we're doing. So yeah, everyone that's watching today helps us amplify that message and get the word out. And so it's really meaningful to me that people joined and that you all put this together. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to leave everybody who's still on with a little bit of music from Emily Elbert, who you heard earlier. And, please continue the conversation on Twitter and Facebook. Hashtag citiesRISE Talks. We are on Instagram as well. Please share and post. And, we look forward to doing this more in the future. And this was our first run, and, there's more to come. So thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kathryn.
Awesome. Thank you.
There's a piece, there's a part, there's a flicker, there's a spark that burns in all, and it twists and it turns, it divides and it diverges till it's lost. They say you better Choose what you're about. Take your stance and mark it down. It's now or never. You're